Hey guys, when the combat beta came out, I immediately went to Dungeoneering to see how it would be affected. After a few hours of messing around in there, I can tell you that the way we do Dungeoneering right now will definitely change in some way at least. This video was made on the day of release, so it won't cover everything, but if you like the video, let me know and I'll try to cover as much as possible in future videos. So the first thing I did was drink an overload sip and a prayer renewal because before the beta, the effects of those potions would actually last in the dungeon for 5 minutes, and when I tried it this time, everything still worked. However, overloads actually don't boost as many levels anymore. They only go up to 116 if you're 99, and they used to go up to 125. So it is a little lower, but it's still definitely worth it. Now this is also true for strong melee potions. They give 116 for attack and 116 for strength if you're 99 in both of those. If you look on the bottom left, you'll notice that I have 4 blue spells in there, and these are actually the 4 main spells you use in Dungeoneering. You can actually take them from your mage book and put them onto that bar so they're easily accessible. Now this is really nice because you can just create a gatestone without going to your mage book or teleport really easily. It would also be a good idea to put group vengeance on there because it's definitely worth it for anyone who has it. Now another good thing you could do is put soul split on this bar because you can just easily click it and soul split flash. The only downside to doing this is that you'll get less available space for your abilities, but this really doesn't matter that much and I'll talk about that in a minute. The next thing I'm going to talk about is armor. Every piece of armor in Dungeoneering now gives a certain life point boost. The primal plate body is the best piece of equipment you can get in Dungeoneering, and as you can see it gets over 4,000 life points. For that reason, I think it will stay as one of the main binds for people who are over 100 Dungeoneering, possibly even lower than that. The Silk Shadow Hood only gives 800 life points, which doesn't even compare to the Primal Plate Legs, which give around 3,000. So I don't think we're going to be seeing as many hoods around anymore. I decided to make a full set of armor to see what kind of life points it would give, and as you can see it's pretty crazy. This isn't even full primal, so I bet you could probably max out around 13,000 life points. This could actually change up Dungeoneering quite a bit, because if you're low food and you're facing a tough boss, it might actually be smart to make some armor now, whereas before it was basically a waste of time. Food also changed a lot in Dungeoneering. The Heim Crab gives 20 life points, the Red Eye gives 200, and for every additional tier it gives another 200 life points. The Cave Mori is now 1800 life points, which is crazy considering it only healed 250 before. If you're not wearing any armor, your max life points are going to be around 990 or less, which means even a Boldabass could heal you to max. Now many of you know that you'll actually be able to dual wield weapons in Runescape after the combat beta. However, you cannot do this in Dungeoneering unfortunately, but that's probably for the best because it would be really overpowered. Jagex obviously couldn't give us all these life point advantages and abilities if they didn't have something to counter it, so what they've done is they've actually made the monsters a little bit stronger in Dungeoneering. However, at least at this point in the beta, they're not as powerful as I expected. Shades used to hit nearly non-stop 200s on you, but now they only hit about a 500 max and they're actually less accurate. Another interesting thing they did is that protection prayers no longer completely protect against anything's attacks. A protection prayer will protect against most of the damage, but those small hits that don't get protected will start to add up. In my opinion, the most important issue this brings up is that mages can now always bind you. That will definitely get annoying as we go for faster floors, but it will make rangers and magers a little more powerful because they won't get affected as much by the bind. However, there is an ability that prevents binding, so that might become a must-have on your adrenaline bar. Now I'll talk about one of the main things of this combat update, which is the adrenaline bar. The way this bar works is that as you attack things and use abilities, it'll begin to rise. However, once you get out of combat, the bar declines really quickly. In Dungeoneering, you're not in combat 24/7, so your bar will usually be at the lower end. What I think is going to happen is that people will flood their bar with basic abilities that you can always use, and then they might have 1 or 2 threshold and ultimates. In my opinion, the ultimate abilities will mainly be used on the bosses, while the basic and threshold abilities will be used throughout the dungeon. While Dungeoneering, you should definitely be using these abilities as much as possible because they really speed things up. Because it's only the first day, I don't know the most effective abilities, but I have found some that are very good in certain situations like this one. Also on bosses, I found that the meteor attack hits 5,000 nearly every time, which can clear out a boss pretty quickly. Another nice thing about this update is that it actually tells you what every monster you're fighting is weak to. While some monsters are weak to crush or slash, I was surprised because most of them are actually weak to magic, Magic is definitely the least used attack style right now. I never actually tried out ranged or magic in this video, but by the looks of things, they might actually contend with melee now. Hopefully Jagex lets us find more runes or ammo, because right now I can't even last a full dungeon without running out. It'd be really nice if attack styles were evenly matched, because your team could enter a guardian door and everyone could attack the thing they're strong against rather than all piling one thing. Also, while I was killing things, I got this really large experience drop and I have absolutely no idea why. Maybe it was a glitch, I don't know. Anyways, that's the end of this video. Please comment if you think I should make more of these as I learn more about Dungeoneering. I know there's still a lot I didn't cover, but it was only the first day and there's only so much I could do. Thanks for watching.